Welcome to the Reviews Without Remorse podcast with Joe, Kyle, and Ray. Be warned, the discussions in this podcast will contain detailed spoilers. Enter at your own risk and enjoy the show. And gentlemen, how are we doing this fine fall evening?
Oh, wonderful. The clocks are back. The nights get dark early. It's a full moon. We are definitely into autumn.
It's 41 degrees, and that's not my vape you're seeing. It's a little chilly.
Nice. All right, so this is another special episode. We are going to do our top 5 fall movies of all time. Movies that just seem to bring out that distinct mood and atmosphere. Pictures of fall foliage, cozy sweaters, misty mornings. And filmmakers tend to use that palette to evoke comfort, reflection, and sometimes a little melancholy. Pictures of college campuses and small towns and quiet introspection. Fall symbolizes transition and introspection, and the season becomes a character in its own right. We'll go through our top 4 and then save our number ones for the end. So who wants to go first?
Yeah, fall movies I thought was kind of an odd category for me. I mean, I'm sure like you guys, we just watch movies all the time, like daily, obviously, but I didn't really have a set list for movies that I specifically watch in the fall. So I sat there the other night and I'm flipping through Netflix Prime and I was like, oh, that movie. I got to watch that movie now. And then after I watched it, it's on my list. That's why I'm not saying it. It kind of made me realize that, like, wait a minute, around the same time, like last year, I know that I watched this movie. So I had to kind of think about the rest of them, what I would pick for fall movies. And I mean, what fall is, you have all the vibrant colors. It's about change. It can be whimsical. It's fun. You have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, and it's all leading into the big holidays like Hanukkah and Christmas. So I sat there and I did my list, and my number 5 is Drive. I know it's kind of a weird one. It's an action movie that I absolutely love, which is like car chase based. I know we talked about it on our car chase episode, but it's just, even though it takes place in LA, everything about it to me is very cold. It's chilly. It's as cold as the main character. The only thing that gives it vibrance is the girl, and everything else is just brutal, red with blood, and coldness. And that's my number 5.
Nice one. That was out of left field.
I know.
I do
Number
like
4.
that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
I want to do a whole episode on just that movie. Everything about it, the soundtrack with the 80s vibes, the shots. You have that quiet man main character. I mean, he might have like 20 lines in the entire movie.
And it's a man with no name kind of movie. Like
Yes.
that Silent Avenger, like Clint Eastwood used to play. It's very much in that genre.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Very cool.
And ultra violent too, when it has to be.
Yeah. Well, I would watch that. We could put that on the list for sure.
Cool.
Great.
Number 4, probably because I got married on Halloween, I had to have a wedding movie, so I went with Wedding Crashers.
We are going to have tons and tons of opportunities to meet gorgeous ladies that are so aroused by the thought of marriage that they'll throw their inhibitions to the wind.
And who's going to be there to catch them?
Grab that net and catch that beautiful butterfly, pal.
Nice.
Very cool.
It's just funny as hell. It's super quotable. I mean, it's just one of the best comedies before comedies stopped being fun and politically correct and all that. There were no limits with Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite comedies too. Great choice.
Yeah, agreed. Honestly, and I agree with you. It's probably one of the few movies in recent memory where I just really laughed out loud at it.
It's not that recent anymore. It's over 20 years old, which makes me feel really old.
Exactly.
Crab cakes and football. It's what we do. Speaking of football, it's fall, so I would be remiss if I didn't include a football movie. And there's a lot of really good ones out there. I was debating Rudy, which I absolutely love, but my kids and me and wife all seem to love Remember the Titans.
Let these people know who's gonna win state, right?
Right.
Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods.
We're gonna change the way we run.
They ruled their universe with absolute power.
We're gonna change the way we block.
That football field out there tonight, that's our universe.
We're gonna change the way we win.
Ooh,
Nice.
good
Yeah,
pick.
so segregated South football team gets rid of the white coach, replaces with a black coach, and I mean it's just got a little bit of everything in there. It's the whole movie's a learning experience. I mean we go through segregation. There's themes of loyalty, race, brotherhood. It's an emotional roller coaster, but it's an excellent movie. And in the end, I'm sorry, not in the end, but it's based off a true story as well, which makes it even better. But yeah, it's excellent flick.
Good soundtrack on that one.
Mm,
Yeah, there a lot of great hits on that too.
nice pick.
Number two, this is the movie that I was referring to when I was talking about fall movies in general. The only movie to make me cry as a kid. My number two is Dead Poets Society.
Language was developed for one endeavor, and that is
To communicate.
no.
To woo women.
Mr. Keating.
Some people like to rock.
Nice.
Very
I
good.
knew somebody was going to mention that one, so I deliberately left it off my list, but it is my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I like everything, the way that it's shot. It's very fall, like the colors, the reds, all that, and it's an incredible piece of film. You have Robin Williams doing. Is this his first like serious role, not comedy?
No, definitely not. He had a couple of things before this. The first one that I remember him in, that was definitely not what I would call a comedy. If it had moments of dark humor, but The World According to Garp, he had done that already.
I don't know if I've
I
ever
think there was
seen
a
that
couple
one.
things that he had done before this, but this was definitely him moving into much more serious stuff. Yeah.
And I
There's
forget
definitely some.
if the
Oh, sorry,
if
Car, go ahead.
Good Morning Vietnam was before that or after this. I'm not sure, but it's right around that era of Robin
Yeah,
Williams,
yeah.
where he was starting to do like movies that were much more emotional than some of his comedy work.
Hmm.
And he nailed. I mean, he leaves out. I mean, there's still those elements of Robin Williams, like quirkiness and all that,
Oh,
but
sure.
it is so
Yeah.
dialed back compared to some of the other movies.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just as I can't remember how old I was at the time when I first saw it, but like, I understood everything that these prep school kids were going through. I didn't go to prep school, I'm like public school and all, but like, I mean, the being scared to talk to a girl, like telling your parents about something that you're really into that they might frown upon. I mean, like all those aspects, it's just a walk through, your middle school to high school years with dealing with parents and friends and all the themes of, love and interest and friendship. And even in this case, and I had to deal with it too, like death of a friend, things like that. So there's a lot of emotional themes, and they pull it together so well. And it's also really quotable, as everybody knows that iconic scene at the end, "Oh Captain, my Captain," like huge so that's my number two.
Yeah, and that's a great list, and honestly, I think your number two is spectacular. I think that's a really great choice, and I totally agree with everything you said.
It's got a wonderful overall message that yes, we need to have doctors and lawyers to keep us alive, but that's not the reason we're alive. That's not
Yeah.
what makes life worth living. And the things that make
Absolutely.
life worth living are art and love and poetry, or in our case, film. So
Yeah.
nice,
Well
nice
said.
pick there. Very good movie.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well done. All right, Kyle, you're up.
Well, I want to list this movie on my fall movie list, but I'm also afraid that somebody else might have it as his number one. But I'm gonna say it anyway. One of the movies that I most associate with fall because of Halloween and just the location and a lot of the colors and the scenes and set pieces is Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
Ooh.
That's
Nice.
just such a fall movie for me. It feels like fall. Yep. We're ready to believe you, Han. And so maybe something about the New York City setting has something to do with that as well, because I just consider this time of year the best time for New York City and New York, and the autumn time and Christmas season kind of go hand in hand, and Ghostbusters being a very New Yorky movie just kind of fits in that world really well. Next one on my list is Knives Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request that you all stay until the investigation is completed.
What? Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Which is sort of it's not bleak. It's definitely a black comedy. It's a story about a murder mystery, but it has some comedic moments. But the setting is very autumnal, where they're at this old manor house that's kind of decorated in a very weird, creepy, Halloween-y style. I mean, there's prop knives all around the house, thus the title of the film. And it's another one. I think setting and story have a lot to do with why I associate this movie with that time of year. And everybody's wearing like lots of tweed coats and long overcoats and things. So the very final scene of the movie is the girl sitting outside sipping coffee, which is like just a very like fall autumnal thing. So I have to go with Knives Out.
Nice. Good call.
When are we getting the third movie in the film? Isn't that coming out soon?
I believe it's already premiered in the UK, and I think they've had some advanced press screenings around the US the last couple of weeks. So I know Daniel Craig has been on a publicity tour for it. So any day now, I guess it'll hit Netflix, and that's definitely one that I'm looking forward to watching.
Definitely. Love the first one.
Yeah, and I like the second one too. The second one's definitely more of a comedy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's the first one's a black comedy. The second one is just an outright comedy, even though there is still a murder mystery in it. And that one I feel is much more of a summer film because of the setting in Greece, and it's very warm in its colors and lots of outdoors and sitting around the pool. The first one is a fall movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very true.
Next one up the list, and I had a hard time picking one. I knew I had to have a Woody Allen on my autumn movies list, and my go-to Woody Allen is always Annie Hall. I feel like I talk about that movie too much on this podcast because I love it so much. And the setting.
You talk about it so much, I should watch it.
Yeah, one of these days.
Still
it's the greatest romantic comedy of all time. But I went in a different direction just because of the theme of this movie. I'm going with Hannah and Her Sisters.
There's something very lovely and real about Hannah. She gives me a very deep feeling of being part of something.
Did you ever read this one?
Elliot, don't! Lee, I'm in love with you.
I don't know if you remember me, but we had the worst night of my life together.
Which is a movie that takes place, it's centered around 3 consecutive Thanksgivings. and the things that this family does and their extended family, and how they change and interact with each other over the course of these 3 Thanksgivings. And it's very symbolic of a specific New York City, like a very culturally literate New York City. Like everybody listens to classical music and plays the piano at Thanksgiving dinner and goes to the opera and is invested in the art scene, which again is kind of autumnal to me. I just think that music feels like fall. It's not like, summer pop hits. It's much more like subdued, relaxed, and then just New York City at Thanksgiving. It feels and looks very autumn. So gotta go with Hannah and Her Sisters. It's a good movie.
That's 2 New York films. Are you like from New York or something?
Yeah, go figure, right? Well, again, like I said, New York City, I feel like is at its best this time of year. So I have to go with the place that does the fall so well. Number 2, this one might come as a surprise because I do rank this movie low in the franchise in which it appears, but I do think it's the most autumnal one of all, and it's a great fall film. Skyfall.
It's gone.
You both know what's at stake here.
There isn't much road left.
Take the bloody shot.
Nice. Why Skyfall? I'm of the age where all of the James Bond movies that I have seen first release have all been autumn releases. They've all come out in November or December, and so I associate James Bond a lot with this time of year. And the old TBS 15 Days of 007 marathons that used to be around Thanksgiving and Christmas. So James Bond in general, I pick around Thanksgiving time, Thanksgiving Day, or the day after you went to the theater to see the new Bond film. But Skyfall is particularly autumnal in its themes because it's about a James Bond who's sort of in the autumn of his life. And that's one of the reasons why it's not my favorite one. But the movie is themed around decay and death. And you could say that a lot of the Bond films are focused on death, but this one is particularly death centric, and it's about obsolescence, and it's about very cold themes and scenes. And then especially at the very end, the climax of the film at Skyfall, the battle in the woods, and wearing very fall colored and cool weather appropriate clothing, lots of browns and blues, which just looks like this time of year. I think Skyfall is definitely the fall, no pun intended, James Bond film, but for its themes and its look.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. I feel like the theme works very well with that as well, because again, it's kind of all about the possible twilight of MI6 and James Bond, and fading out of relevancy, sort of, kind of like fall moving into winter. And the finale at Skyfall, very cold weather, cool weather. I think that's a really good observation. I really didn't think of it that way, but you're right.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Very good pick.
All right, I guess I'm up, and I can.
Because I rank it low in the James Bond series doesn't mean I don't like it. Even my lesser Bond movies are still among my favorite movies of all time. So
yeah.
What's our friend David always say? Pizza and sex.
That's right.
No matter what, it's always good.
Still pretty good.
Exactly. All right, cool. So I will start off by saying it was great listening to you guys go first, because I'm thinking, wow, you're picking all of the ones that I picked.
Oh no,
a lot of the ones that I picked.
I was afraid of that.
Number 5, and I'm actually kind of shocked how similar we were sort of in some of these. My number 5 was Hannah and Her Sisters.
Yeah. I had a feeling that you might bring it up, but go ahead.
Never even heard of it.
It's one of the great Woody Allen films. I would actually say probably represents kind of a real high point for him, because I feel like, when he came out, I mean, he was always very strong, and I feel like he doesn't do bad movies, but he started out very strong doing comedies, and then he kind of got into like Annie Hall and Manhattan, and really started to and even a couple others like September. Another Woman was another one. Like there was a lot of like he got starting into really like some genuinely serious movies back then. And I kind of feel like right around Hannah, he was kind of merging the two and really sort of hitting his stride, where he was really doing these phenomenal films. And to your point, Kyle, it is a very fall film. And it was funny. You kind of said it better than I would have said it, because I forgot that it was quite literally 3 Thanksgivings. I do remember just the film was sort of always centered around the holidays, and the family was always coming together, and there were sort of milestones like, by the time you got to the next holiday, things had changed. But you were right. It was 3 Thanksgivings. So since you covered that one, I will sort of shift a little bit and talk about Crimes and Misdemeanors.
All I do is dream of you the whole night through.
You told me over and over again you'd leave Miriam. We made plans.
I didn't.
You did.
With the dawn, I still go on dreaming of you.
I know I told you this before, but if you play your cards right, you could have my body.
Wouldn't you rather leave it to science?
You're every thought, you're everything, you're every song I ever sing.
The woman won't listen to reason, then you go on to the next step.
What, threats? Violence? What are we talking about here?
She can be gotten rid of. I mean, I know a lot of people. Money will buy whatever's necessary.
I'm not even going to comment on that. That's mind-boggling.
Oh, that's
kind of
another one that was on my list for sure.
Yeah, kind of very similar in the vibe of around this time of year. I think that the film takes probably goes over about the course of a year, but it really does feel very fallish in its story. And again, does kind of have a lot of those themes, not too dissimilar from what you said about Skyfall, where I feel like there's a lot of focus on like life and death and bigger questions and things. And I think it kind of fits with fall. So I'll sort of throw that one out as my number 5.
If it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it's not funny.
Isn't.
If it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it's not funny.
Ray's gonna have a lot of homework after this.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to school you on Woody Allen.
Yeah,
just have to watch every Woody Allen movie ever made.
Just only the good ones.
Yeah, we'll give you the good ones. Just the earlier, funnier ones.
Before he married his daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So my number 4, I decided I had to go with something that was spooky, and we kind of touched. I think we just touched on this a tiny little bit when we talked about our scary movies, because this was, I think, another A24 film, and it kind of fell in line, kind of similar to things like Hereditary and some of the other ones that we touched on, but I went with The Witch.
What went we out into this wilderness to find? Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God. Let us pray.
Because I thought it's
beautiful.
Right. I mean, it's just got that kind of fall, outdoorsy fall setting, and it is that kind of macabre, sort of spooky that goes right in line with like Halloween in the traditional kind of like pagan-y sense, of like, the old days of Halloween, that sort of stuff. And just a creepy movie, one that kind of does sort of take you down a rabbit hole. And quite frankly, by the time you get to the end, you're kind of going, oh yeah, they really went there, that kind of thing. So it was really very brain twisty kind of film, slow burn for sure. And again, that fall, cool outdoor setting really kind of goes with the whole flow of the rest of the story.
And the Witch was fighting so hard to get on my list, but because it wasn't, I think I've seen it twice, and I absolutely adored it. But like, I went with all the stuff that I was more familiar with, so that's why it didn't make the list. I think it was in my honorable mentions, or if it wasn't, it damn well should have been. But man, that is a fantastic choice. I mean,
I don't
one of
know
the
this one.
creepiest long. I mean, like you said, slow burn, but it keeps your attention. It does not let you flinch or you don't want to take a pee break watching that, because you know you're going to miss something. Great film.
I'm gonna have to look this one up. I don't know this movie.
It's a period piece. It's beautifully shot. The soundtrack, it's ominous and just keeps you on edge. Great film.
I will say this, Kyle. You know how Ray loves to sort of perplex me, that he loves some and hates others. The fact that he loves The Witch and hates Hereditary is just one of those leaves me kind of scratching my head a little bit. Because I mean, to me, like very kind, not as, I wouldn't say a similar movie, but a lot of similar tones and vibes that I kind of feel like, you know, but.
Gonna say,
yeah.
Sometimes mood.
Wait till we get to my number one.
Mood has a lot to do with whether or not we like a movie.
Oh, that's also
absolutely
true.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, my number 3, since I'm kind of notorious for cheating on these lists, my number 3 is a tie between two different and actually I don't even know if I can call them films, but so I put it's a tie between It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And again, I don't know if they're even, I don't know if you can call them films. In fact, I probably, now that I'm thinking about it, that is kind of a leap to sort of say that they're that they're movies. I mean, they were TV movies, I suppose, but
no, they count. They count for sure.
But I mean, they're kind of must sees for me. I kind of can't, like now that the babies are growing up, I am trying so hard to get them into watching these shows every holiday. So those are the two fall ones, and I feel like they're just so perfect. Like the two of them side by side, just it's kind of a fall must see for me, really.
Oh, 100%.
They make you feel good. They make you feel warm. It's that nostalgic familiarity that just makes you feel good inside.
Yeah.
Humble, nostalgic. You just went from The Witch to The Great Pumpkin. I mean,
right.
You can't contrast more than that.
You need a palate cleanser after The Witch, so there's nothing better than.
Good pick.
Cool. Thank you. All right, so that leads me to my number 2. This is one that is, quite frankly, just must see every year around this time. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
During holiday travel, some people get delirious. Some get delayed. And some get Del Griffin.
American Light and Fixture, Director of Sales, Shower Curtain Ring Division.
Neil Page got all 3.
I was on my way home to spend a nice holiday with my family. Instead, I'm in a motel bed with a stranger.
Yep.
Gotta watch this one my wife hates this movie, doesn't hate it, but she says she doesn't like watching it because she says it genuinely gives her anxiety. Like, because again, she's like, because it's just so familiar, that whole thing. Yeah. Just being stuck and you can't can't get. And I think we probably have all had similar situations like this. I remember having one of the hurricanes that hit while I was someplace else, and it was like a flight halfway home, a train from there, buses from there. It was just Looney Tunes trying to get the hell home. So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, this one, I think it's, John Hughes has so many good films that it really is hard to pick one and call it his best, because again, it's sort of like for different moods and different occasions, there are different films, that just fit perfectly. And again, around this time of year, this is the one that just for me fits right around Thanksgiving.
Well, it's such a universal story. I mean, it's a simple plot. Man tries to get home for Thanksgiving and faces obstacles. That's all there really is to it. But it's great. It's such a classic, and it does make you kind of understand why Thanksgiving is important, why family is important, what family is. It doesn't necessarily have to be your blood. I mean, you can find adoptive family anywhere, which is a wonderful thing to think about around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I love it's got just the right amount of depth too, because it's kind of a little bit of a heart tug, you know, two very well written, very distinct, very different personalities forced together in a situation, and the comedy can go from wiping your face with somebody else's dirty underpants to, you know, the kind of heartstrings moment when you realize like that his wife has passed on.
Yeah.
He's just kind of, you know, a little lost. He brings him home for dinner. And again, really good symbolism too. Like even with like the scene when he brings him home and the wife is sort of coming down the staircase and she's almost like, it's almost like she's royalty coming down to greet the people, the knights that have arrived, you know, at the castle after a battle. I mean, it really is actually, I mean, it's so well done. And I think it deserves all the credit that it gets.
It's one of those movies like The Sixth Sense that we talk about a lot, where like once you know what the twist is and they reveal it to you and then you go back and watch it again with that knowledge, you're like, oh yeah, there's the clue. Oh yeah, there's the clue.
Exactly. Yep.
It's almost like we should do a full episode on that.
Yeah, I was thinking about
that. There's an idea. I like how you guys think. All right, so that was my number 4. So Ray, I think you're up with your number 1.
Yeah, so I think we've covered a lot of different fall themes. We've talked about like the literal fall. I'm surprised neither of you did Legends of the Fall, which surprised me. I'm like, it's literally in the title. Nobody's taken that one.
And it's funny because that was showing up on all sorts of lists of best movies for this time of year.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I associate that movie with any particular time of year. Maybe. I mean, I guess if you did have to pick a season to watch it, now would probably be the most appropriate.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, though. It doesn't as much, even though to your point, right? It's literally called Legends of the Fall, and there's fall-y moments in it, but I kind of feel like it's one of those, like it's too much about like a span of time that kind of doesn't really lend itself or doesn't seem to sort of fall right into that autumny sort of film.
Gotcha. Well, Joe, I'm going to take a page out of your book. I cheated on this last one. I think we've covered, you know, like the colors, the like actual physical happening in the fall, you know, the themes of death and rebirth and things like that. I'm going to go with the literal fall of a crime family and go with Goodfellas for my number 1.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Interesting. Okay.
So we all know Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta. Such an amazing movie. This is probably my number 1. Maybe we'll do a mob list as well. But it's damn close to, if not my favorite mob movie. It just follows Henry Hill as he grows up. As a kid, getting involved with the mob, growing up with all that, and then the eventual downfall when he gets caught selling drugs and the fall of the crime family that he's associated with. So literally the fall, but I think this is one of the best mob movies. I'll put it above, you guys might hate me for saying it, but I'll put it above Godfather, 100%. Godfather would make my list, but this would have to be my number 1. I remember at some point in middle school, my friend Mark brought it over. We popped it in the VHS, watched it, and I was like, I'm borrowing this. And I probably watched it straight over and over and over and over. Went to my grandmother's house, and she had Wise Guy, the book, in her basement. And I was like, can I borrow this? She's like, I think you might be a little too young for that. I forgot what grade I was in. I think like, I don't know, 6, something like that. Borrowed that and read it, loved it, and just one of my favorite movies of all time. And probably could almost go word for word while I'm watching it. If I'm in the other room and I hear a certain line, I don't know, like, you know, they called him Johnny 2 times. I'm going to go get the papers. Like, I mean, even the little stuff like that. I adore this movie. I absolutely adore this movie. Definitely one of the finest mob movies out there, if not my personal favorite, at least. ranks up there. So what do you guys think?
It's a great film. It is one of the best ever made mob movies or otherwise. And I'm a Godfather guy, but I definitely have a soft spot for Goodfellas also. I mean, it's just a brilliantly made film. Everything about it works, from acting to music to the script, the way the story is told with the narrations. It's wonderful. Great pick.
Yeah, I'm actually with you, Ray. I think that Goodfellas is a better mob movie than The Godfather. I think The Godfather is a great film, but I think there is
red over there.
No, I get that. I mean, I think the difference is The Godfather is an epic about a family, and it's a family drama, and it's a very like Sophoclean Greek tragedy. Goodfellas is about gangsters, street level criminals who are like robbing trucks and running dice games and that sort of thing. Like these are the people on the street. The Godfather.
Kyle, we all got to start somewhere.
Exactly. The Godfather is at a much higher level, and it's more of a family story as opposed to a story about crooks.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, they are two different kinds of films, and I mean, honestly, I think Goodfellas is kind of the same way I was saying that Woody Allen hits like just a pinnacle in his career when he's just hitting home runs. This is Scorsese's peak right here. I mean, I think he's you could see him progressing up, Mean Streets, Raging Bull, etc. Goodfellas is his opus as far as I'm concerned. And I mean,
I agree.
He's done things since. I'm not saying it's, but I think this is him at his personal peak. Like this is just easily his greatest movie and just one of the greatest films of all time. I'm curious though about why this is an autumn movie though. Like I kind of get your, again, kind of going back to what I said, what Kyle said about Skyfall, and it is sort of like the downfall of the up and down of the family. So it's almost like you can sort of feel that happening.
So that's what I went with. I was struggling so hard. I'm like, I can't do another football movie. I can't do another wedding movie. Like, what can I do? I'm like, I'll just take it literally. Do the downfall of something. So I went with the downfall of Henry Hill and his crime family. Yeah. So literally took fall literally.
Interesting. Yeah. You know what I noticed that none of us picked is a lot of the lists that I saw, there was always school movies, just anything that happened in school, because fall. All right, I'm gonna keep quiet. Yep.
We're getting
I noticed
there.
we didn't get to that yet, but
don't jump the gun.
Okay. All right. Well, you're up, Kyle.
Well, I always associate this time of year with school and back to school, and I think Dead Poets Society is certainly a great choice. That was one of my honorable mentions. So is the movie Rushmore, because again,
nice, yeah.
Prep schools and going back to school and the school year and the leaves changing colors and walking to class and all of that. That screams this time of year. But before we press record, I started telling a little anecdote about something that I did when I was in college. And college is fall, and fall is college. I just associate those two things. That's always the prettiest time on campus, and that's when people are getting together for the first time after a couple of months, and that's when the parties start and the football team starts playing and all those sorts of things. So my number one fall movie is my number one college movie, and that is Animal House.
This is Faber College in 1962. You know, 1962 had to be the best year of my life. I was a member of Delta Tau Chi. The Deltas. What a great bunch of guys. Bluto. Hoover.
Raise your right hand.
Pinto. Flounder.
Flounder?
D-Day. Boone.
It's not gonna be an orgy. It's a toga party.
Animal House. I knew you were gonna pick
that movie is just that is this time of year because they're walking around carrying books, wearing sweaters, going to class, and then creating hijinks, and it's very collegiate, but it's also very autumnal, which those two things I find really go together this time of year. Makes me think of college. And what's a better college movie than Animal House?
Yeah. That's a great pick.
Toga.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Germans?
I'm a zit.
Let them go. Let it roll.
See, and we're doing it. We're doing that thing. Like this is one of the most quotable movies ever as well.
100%.
Yeah. Let's see if you can guess what I am now.
If I were, what that was the song you were singing? If I were a cherry that had no stone.
I gave my love a cherry that had no stone. I gave my love a chicken that had no bones. I give.
Sorry. Yeah.
That has to be my favorite Animal House. Sorry.
It's the sorry that makes that so funny.
100%. Great choice.
Good. Yeah, totally great.
Thanks.
It's funny too, and I also did have kind of on my runners up. I was thinking like some kind of a schoolish, and I was thinking like, do I go like just funny, goofy? Because the one that was popping into my head was Revenge of the Nerds.
Nerds! What is a nerd?
For similar reasons.
Yeah,
it makes
very
sense.
much so. And then I was thinking like,
or 20 years.
I was like, or do I go deeper and go with like Breakfast Club or whatever? But actually, so I kind of did another cheat for my top. My number one, because I actually had two, and I was like, but somebody's gonna say probably both of these, but at least one of these. So the one that was sitting there was Dead Poet Society, and Ray, you grabbed it. I said, there it is, and I totally agree with you. I mean, this is a fabulous. When you talk about just straight up fall movies, I mean, honestly, this is. It's the whole film is just beautiful photography, foliage. They're out there playing rugby, and it's all about being back at school and wearing sweaters. But the film itself is just I must have seen this. I saw this when this came out in the theater. I was probably high school age myself, maybe starting college-ish. I swear I think I saw this at least 3 times in the theater. Like, this was a real gut punch of a movie. And it kind of was one of those, it hits you right. It hit, when you're at that age, it hits you just the right time too. It was like, all about just, embracing life, doing the things. I mean, the whole message really hit home. And again, it was one of those, when you're young, it really teaches you like what film can really be, by the way. Yeah. But the other one, so again, like I said, I was cheating, and I said, if nobody says Dead Poets, I'll jump on that one. But the other one that I'm actually surprised nobody mentioned, because I thought this one was like a giveaway. I said, this is a layup, this one. When Harry Met Sally.
Men and women can't be friends, because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him too. Grape?
No, I don't like to eat between meals.
I'll roll down the window. A faceless guy rips off your clothes, and that's the sex fantasy you've been having since you were 12. Exactly the same.
Well, sometimes I vary it a little.
Which part?
What I'm wearing.
I said that to me is like,
it was on my list of potentials.
Yeah.
Same. Along with
I mean, honestly,
You've Got Mail.
Yeah, there was actually, honestly, that was the thing too. When I was looking at some of the lists of like this one, I think I like was sort of the first one I even thought of when we first thought of this topic. But I did look at a couple of the lists, and those lists, I mean, there's a lot of Hallmark schlock on a lot of those lists and stuff. So, but this one, I kind of thought like, honestly, you know, I think it's kind of, in some ways, I would even say that this is the film that sort of created the entire genre of like Hallmark movies. You know, this was the one that did it first and did it right. And again, it's just a fantastic story. It is like I mean, it's a fall film if you think about it. From the first couple frames, you know, when they're leaving the college, and it's funny how they're kind of leaving college when it looks like it's fall. Because like, shouldn't you be going to college instead of finish? But anyway.
Right.
And again, it's sort of the definition of like those May-December stories, because like it ends, you know, like they're going into the holiday and they're, you know, it's Christmas time, and then it ends on New Year's Eve, literally. So yeah, I mean, honestly, just what a great film. The photography, it's you know, so well known for great photography. New York in the fall, you can't beat it. And yeah, it's one of those movies, like you said, Kyle, just makes New York look like magical, you know, so yeah, just a fantastic movie, great cast, love everything about it, and I kind of feel like it's one of those, like, today maybe like it's underappreciated, because again, it did it first best, and I feel like it's had so many imitators since that people forget that this was the first one that really did it just spectacularly. So it's such a great film. So that's my number one fall movie.
OG
My
rom-com.
image of it, the thing that I remember, I mean, everybody remembers the scene at Katz's Deli, but the thing that I remember a lot about this movie is Billy Crystal's fisherman sweater, which just looks like fall. I mean, it is a very autumnal outfit. I mean, this is really a fall movie because of the setting and because of the look and the wardrobe. It's autumn.
Yeah,
great
totally
show.
Do you guys have a thing for Woody Allen, or does Woody Allen have a thing for the fall?
That's a good, I mean, honestly, yeah, you know, Woody Allen, New York, fall. I mean, I kind of feel like anyone who's trying to make great films in New York City will probably gravitate towards filming in the fall. I mean, honestly, I mean, that is kind of when I mean, I suppose you could say the same about any film. I mean, the fall it's begging for, you know, wonderful cinematography, wonderful photography. You know, and incidentally too, I remember like this, like I'm in college and you know, taking writing classes, and this is when I started to hear the term May-December. Like people would fall into writing stories that start around May, end around December, because you know you're starting off in a time where it's like sunny and nice and everybody's having fun, and then things start to cool down and you get into a more serious vibe as you move into fall, and then maybe like around as it starts to get cold, you know, the crisis brews that you have to overcome or whatever. So yeah, I think there's a reason why we kind of gravitate towards fall movies in general for all those reasons.
And those few movies that are set in New York City in the summertime, like Die Hard with a Vengeance, it's always used as a plot device to make it seem harsh, because New York in
Do the right thing
is brutal. It's that's another great example. The summer weather in New York is brutal. The fall is the best time because it's not hot, it's not cold. You can walk everywhere. New York being such a walkable place, you can walk everywhere without either, you know, keeling over from dehydration or
you can dress nice without breaking a sweat.
So I think that's one of the reasons why filmmakers are so attracted to filming New York movies this time of year.
Yeah.
And it's a great contrast too, with like the giant buildings and then the color palette that you get with fall.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful choice.
Yeah. Ray, I was shocked that Ghostbusters wasn't on your list.
Yeah, I kind of went back and forth with having that on my spooky list as well. but I don't consider it a spooky movie. And I watch it year round all the time.
Yeah,
so it's not
fair enough. It is
particularly
it's
a
good
fall
anytime
movie for me. For me, it's just the greatest movie of all time in general. And like I was
can't
telling you
argue
guys
with
the other
that.
night. Yeah, I was texting you guys the other night. I sat down and watched a 4-hour and 20-minute documentary on aliens, only because there's nothing else on, and I ran out of documentaries about Ghostbusters, so I went with my number 2 favorite movie of all time. Which I don't know. Could I have worked Aliens in as a fall movie?
I had one other on my, actually 2 on my honorable mentions that, again, I just associate with this time of year. I don't really watch this movie in the summer or the spring because it's not a very happy one, but it's a good one for the time of year where everything is decaying and dying, and that's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Again, setting has a lot to it, a lot to do with it too. This kind of remote institution. I think that kind of has a fall look to it. And the other one that I think of as kind of a fall movie is Back to the Future. And I'm not really sure why, because I don't know what time of year that movie is supposed to take place.
Marty's vest.
And it might, Marty's vest. That could have something to do with it. I think Doc Brown's house in 1955 is kind of like that Skyfall-looking, Knives Out looking kind of old estate, like a Tudor mansion type of place, which I just associate with this time of year. So
yeah, why
Back
do
to the
we
Future for some reason? I don't know, but it just looks that way. It looks like
no, I agree.
It looks like fall.
Yeah,
and it does that despite being like, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I mean the film looks to me like it's meant to be in California, I think.
Yeah,
which I always sort of associate with like eternal summer. But yeah,
Right.
to your point, I think it does have a fall vibe to it.
Lots of pine trees and tree branches used to cover up the DeLorean, and then the big thunderstorm, which usually those big storms happen in either the late summer or now.
Yeah. I mean, and it's obviously like a school movie. Like they're in school, so it's not the summer. Yeah, I get that.
Right. Now, who mentioned Rushmore?
Feels like
was
fall.
that you, Joe?
I did.
No, Kyle did, but
Kyle?
that's
Oh
another
my
one
God.
you should check out if you haven't seen it.
No, I've seen it, and I have a disdain for that actor with the mole. I don't remember his name, but like it's this
Jason
weird
Schwartzman?
thing. Like, yes, I can't stand him. I don't know why. Like, when remember the Trivago commercials? Like, my mother still makes fun of me for this, but the blonde-haired guy, like, Trivago, blah blah blah. Like, something about his face. I'm like, I want to punch that motherfucker. Like, I just didn't like him, the look of him, and I feel the same way about him. Like, every time he's on, I'm like this looking, like I just can't stand him as an actor. I know he did Rushmore. What was the school election movie? Is that Rushmore?
Election.
Okay, he was in Election too. I can't stand him. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh god. And he's not one of the not the Coen brothers. Who's the director that does all those movies that he's in? It's like one particular guy.
Wes Anderson.
Yes, Wes Anderson. He's like one of his. I love Wes Anderson's films, but every time he pops on screen, I'm like, God damn it, Tim again. I just can't stand this guy. And I have no
He's in
movie
almost
star.
all of them.
I know.
That's almost like if you put like a preppy coating on Napoleon Dynamite, that would be Rushmore. Like it's kind of this you know what I mean? This like collegiate preppy version of the other one.
Like, we talked about Fight Club last episode, was it? If I could choose one celebrity to fight, it would be him, just so I have the opportunity to punch him in the face.
His character in Rushmore is kind of punchable. I could.
No, he's
I
just
could see
always
that.
punchable to me. I don't know why. I have nothing against him. I've never met him. He could be the nicest person in the world, but I'm just like,
well, he's meant to be like kind of. I mean, like seriously. Oh, these are OR scrubs. Oh, are they?
Are they?
I mean, he's meant to be kind of weird, you know. Gentlemen, I think that is our ranking, our top 5 fall movies. Well done. Get some pretty good picks. And again, Ray's going home with some homework to do.
Absolutely. I got
Lots
a
of
whole
fun.
list of Woody Allen I got to catch up on, apparently.
Yeah. And I need to start watching some football movies because obviously I'm too much of a dork to watch football movies.
You don't have to like sports.
And
to
I need to see The
appreciate-
Witch.
Yes.
Yeah,
you don't
definitely.
need to you don't need to be a football fan to appreciate, or a sports fan to appreciate a football movie. Because
True,
a
true.
lot of the ones that are on there are just heartwarming and, uplifting.
Very true. So what do we decide for next week? Did we decide we're going to do our? Are we going to do Trains, Planes, and Automobiles next week?
I believe
The
that was-
first ever Reviews Without Remorse repeat.
Oh, this is true.
Ooh.
This is true, right? It is. I actually did do this way back when, but definitely bears repeating. So I think it'll
It's
be
that
fun to
good.
revisit this one with the new crew.
Love it.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
gentlemen.
looking forward to
Thank you. Yeah, same here. Thank you so much, gents, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks for listening to the Reviews Without Remorse podcast with Joe, Kyle, and Ray. Join us here every Thursday for a new episode. You can also find our episodes on our YouTube channel. Check the link in the description. All clips in this podcast are for commentary and critique and are considered fair use. No copyright infringement is intended.